welcome to part of my home. This is my favorite gallery wall in my house, where I have so many different artists who I know and love. So for those of you who know me through my jewelry, you may or may not know I'm also a yoga instructor. I've had a yoga practice of some sort of another for, this will be 20 years, and I've been teaching now for 9. And I wanted to offer just a short practice to help ground and also to release some tension through the shoulders and the neck. I know during these times a lot of us are undertaking a lot more perhaps mental and emotional stress than we might be used to. Maybe spending a little bit more time on devices or a computer or working from home than we used to, and there's that tendency to literally kind of carry that weight of the world on your shoulders. So it's a short, about a 15-minute practice just to get you a little grounded and just take a load off. So for this practice, it can be very helpful for you to just have a blanket. I've got your typical kind of like Mexican yoga blanket. But any blanket that you can fold that just gives a little bit of height will do. If you don't, it's not a must, but it will add a little sweetness to the practice at the end. So we're going to start in a seated position, and you can always take that blanket. It feels really nice just to sit the hips up a little higher and find a comfortable seat. We call this easy pose. So just whatever feels comfortable for you wherever you're at. So we're going to begin by just taking a moment to connect to what I call those heels of the seat, those sits bones, these kind of roots that kind of drop down from that pelvic girdle, and just settle in. Feel that kind of pressing up against the floor or your blankets, and let the hands just come to rest. So to invite a grounding energy in, you can put the palms down. So if you're feeling that need for some extra grounding, palms down, or maybe if you are in the middle of your day and you need to kind of keep moving and need it to invite some energy in, let the palms just float up. From here, you're just going to close the eyes, just soften, and start to notice the breath here. So as you're here, just envision the spine as this just long line of energy, kind of starting at the base of the tailbone and coursing up the body through the crown of the head. And so I want you to think of that nice little round area at the back of the skull, like the heels of your skull. And I want you to gently just kind of press the skull up as if you're pressing it to the top of the hand, and then drawing those heels back to get in line with those heels of your seat. Just a couple more deep breaths here just to connect in. Tune in, just tap into where you're at right here and now. Whatever moment of your day, maybe you took this time just as a little check-in to also check out from whatever else is going on around you. Just noticing what's there and being okay with it. Just inviting the breath in a little deeper, a little fuller, a little longer, smoothing it out. And now I invite you to just bring some awareness to the neck and shoulders. And so I want you to actively take the hands and just rub them together, create a little heat, a little energy between the hands. And then just gently place them on the sides of the neck. And then start to splay the fingers so you're actively kind of lengthening through the sides of the neck. You'll kind of maybe let that thumb just run down the ridge at the top of the shoulder, a little massage. And just kind of take a couple of moments just to sort of give a little self-massage with the fingertips, and again, feel those fingers splaying along the side of the neck just to invite some length in the sides and through the back of the neck. Just let this feel good. Don't think of it as like there's like right or wrong. Just sort of maybe even come around to the throat, let the chin tip up a little. Take the fingertips right at that little Adam's apple area, just kind of spread it up under the chin, and then take it back to the sides one more time, maybe even coming around those under the ears at the jaw, just taking the fingertips here and offering a little massage to the jaw line, the mandible, up along under the earlobes, and back down and around. Let the hands rest. Another deep breath in. And just notice there, after just bringing a little bit of energy and touch, just kind of soften the jaw, open through the inner ear, and we're just going to begin with a very basic neck circles. Again, sometimes the most effective practices are often quite simple. So we're just going to drop the chin, take it over to the right, and roll it back through that shoulder girdle. If you have a cervical spine or neck injury, instead of letting the head fall all the way back, you'll just take it straight across ear from shoulder to shoulder, instead of taking that full 360 of the neck. So let's find 5 here in one direction. Just connecting the breath in a way that feels fluid and free. It kind of just holds the hand of your movement, letting it be guided. I have 2 more, so just taking your time in those neck circles. And then taking a pause in the middle and then switch that direction. Just noticing any sensations, any stickiness. I often have this kind of snap, crackle, pop that happens when I let the head fall back. So if it's painful, again, adjusting accordingly so that you're not causing pain in the body, but finding a space and the rotation, finding 2 more, that feels at the appropriate level for your neck and shoulders here. And this last one. And bring it back to center. We're going to take an inhale, shrug your shoulders way up high, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. As you exhale, strongly just draw the shoulder blades down the spine and actively create that energy between that length of the shoulders and the neck. Inhale, scrunch it up. Exhale, draw the shoulders down and away. One more like that. And shrug the shoulders back down. From here, you're going to interlace the fingers. You're going to press the knuckles out in front of you, so you see here. And I want you to press the knuckles to the wall in front of you, and then gently tuck your chin down towards the chest and feel a sweet space that's opening up in the kind of the middle of the shoulder blades, the base of the neck, perhaps. Deep breath in and out. So on the next inhale, take the arms overhead. Make sure not to scrunch those shoulders, but keep them drawn down. Inhale up. Exhale, hands go forward, chin comes down. Let's take this here for 5. Inhale up. Exhale down. 4. And down. 3. And down. 2. And down. Last one. Press the knuckles up, draw the shoulders down. Deep breath in. And exhale, round it out, tuck the chin, press the knuckles forward. Beautiful. Let the hands float to your side. We're going to take just a gentle side bend. Let your right fingertips trace the floor. Maybe the hand comes down. Just a big inhale up and over. Soften your neck here. Don't let it be tense. And that bottom shoulder, keeping it nice and soft. Feel the anchor of that left hip ground to the earth as you invite some breath into this side body, those side ribs. This is often a place that we just anatomically keep closed in throughout our day. So take this moment just to invite a deep, full breath in and out. Feel that hip anchor you as that left middle finger reaches long. And let the exhale bring you back. Shrug the shoulders up. Slide them down. Left fingertips trace to the floor. Arm comes up on the right and over. Inviting again a grounding sensation through the right sits bone, that right hip. As that right fingertip reaches far up and over. Again, notice that bottom left shoulder is soft, and you're not jacking up the shoulder so much that there's tension in the neck. We want to invite some space here. So that deep inhale in, invite that space into those low side ribs. Big full breath. Let the exhale just soften you a little bit into the shape. And one more breath in. Exhale, come back through center. Inhale, shrug shoulders up. Exhale down. Sweet. So we're just going to find a little bit of movement To warm us up, we'll take just a short little bit of a flow, and then we'll just get you settled down. So again, coming into a tabletop position, lining up the shoulders, elbows and wrist creases, elbows are soft, knees are hips distance here. Inhale, we're going to find what we call cow pose. Belly is hanging, tailbone tips up, heart draws between the pillars of the arms. As you exhale, press actively through the hands, round through the back of the heart, tuck that chin in and draw that tailbone to the floor. We're going to take 5 of these here. So you can go as quickly or as slowly as your body is kind of asking for today. You can always add in little hip circles, neck rolls, right? As we start to kind of explore, and kind of I like to call this our first date with our body, when we start to explore what's going on inside, it's really just a time just to connect to your breath and movement and do what feels good. So let's take 2 more. I know that's more than 5 that I've done, but it's all good. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale, round and press it out. Really feel that splay happening between the shoulder blades. And bring it back to center. So again, just checking my timer here to make sure we're not going to go too far over. We're just going to take a little bit again of core activation. So I'm going to turn a little bit to the side in that tabletop position. You're going to soften the elbows, squeeze that little beach ball in between them. Inhale, take the left leg long, right arm out, like you're shaking someone's hand, although we don't do that anymore thanks to COVID. Pull and draw the belly into the spine and press the heel out. If it's too much on that left shoulder or arm, you can always modify and bring hand down. On our exhale, we're going to actively draw in, elbow towards the knee, round through the back of the heart, and inhale, shoot out, big and long with the breath. Exhale, draw it in. Feel yourself drawing that low belly, firing up the core, and 1 more here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, long, and exhale, recenter. Find your side number 2. Right arm comes out long, like a strong, stable pillar behind you. Belly draws in, left arm comes out like you're shaking someone's hand. And we exhale, elbow to knee. Maybe if you touch, you press them gently together. Round through the back of the heart to create that space for them to come in. Exhaling into center. And inhale again, shooting out, bursting out. Exhale, bring it 1 more time. Inhale long. Reset into your tabletop position. From here, gently tuck your knee toes. And you're going to start to push through your hands and send your hips back into what we call down facing dog. So your knees can be as soft as they need to be to get the spine long. You can have the heels floating up off the earth. That's okay. It's not a requirement for the heels to touch. So if the heels are touching and you're kind of rounding out like this, then allow the knees to soften. Maybe lift the heels, push through the hands to get that length in the spine here. We're just going to take a deep breath in and out. Gaze is going to come forward. Take that right foot, step it through into a low lunge. You're going to drop that back knee, drop the foot to the floor, and walk the hands up. From here, I want you to just take the arms overhead, soft in the elbows. You're going to make a little bracelet with that right hand for the left wrist. Just lift gently up and tick-tock over any amount. You're going to start to feel this in that left hip flexor, that left side body. Just a nice deep breath in, grounding through, feeling a connection through the pelvic floor. Exhale, you're going to come up, shoulders down. Interlace those hands 1 more time and just cup that sweet curve of the skull. Elbows draw out, and I want you to push the head into the hands, hands into your head. And I want you to feel that length in the neck, down those shoulder blades. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Just modifying as you need. You don't have to go deeply into your lunge. Go only as far as the body invites. And you can really focusing and actively drawing the shoulders and pressing the hands into the skull into the hands. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more. You're going to release the hands, interlace them behind you. If you can't interlace, maybe just grab onto elbows or fingertips. Open up, roll the shoulders back. If you have that interlaced fingers, just open up the heart and chest and squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then our exhale, we're going to release, turn the knuckles to the front, interlace, and tuck that chin one more time. Plant the hands, just gently straighten the front leg and splay your toes towards your face, a little hamstring stretch here. Step back and find your down facing dog. Let your left leg come through this time. Plant it through, help it if you need to. Drop the back knee, walk the hands up the thigh, and find a suitable lunge here for your body. So again, always wanting to make sure the knee is slightly behind or over that ankle, and making sure we're not like just dumping in everything, just sort of letting gravity do all the work. We want to think of drawing in from that pelvic floor trampoline, keeping things firm and stable, but also a sense of levity and buoyancy coming into the shape. This time, again, take the arms up and over, interlace and wrap the left hand around right wrist, and then just take it over that side body stretch. Again, invite some breath into this line, coming down the side body. Exhale, come back through center. Interlace the hands, back of the skull, 5 breaths here. Two more. One more breath. Active press between the hands and the back of the head. Inhale, take the arms overhead, interlace, round through the back of the heart, tuck the chin, press the knuckles forward. Beautiful, release. Plant the hands, straighten that front leg. Let it feel good. So you're thinking of that left hip lifting up and back in space, toes drawing towards your face. And then step it back, down facing dog. Dropping down to your knees, cross the ankles and come into a seat. So from here, what I'm going to invite you to do, again, I think people often think that self-care is this thing, which it's also great to schedule in self-care on a regular basis and, have the massage, go get, well, depending, I guess, where you're at or where you live or what things are open, a pedicure or a manicure, or go take that hike and schedule it in. But also I feel like self-care is something that is important to remember in the cracks and crevices of our days, to take that moment. Even if it's just a 15 or 20 minute yoga session, or taking a pause just to take a few deep breaths and recenter. So what we're going to do is going to take your blanket. If you don't have a blanket, you can use a pillow, and you're going to open it up so that it's like a large rectangle. So it's already folded half and half twice, but then we're going to roll it like a sushi roll long ways. And I want you to roll your blanket so that it makes this long tube. Yeah? So I have my long sushi roll, and then what I'm going to do is just gently on one end kind of turn it over onto itself, okay? And that's going to be like my pillow and head support. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this sushi roll in the middle of your mat, long ways, with a little rolled under higher end, just for your head to rest. Then you're going to sit the low back right up to your sushi roll, and you're going to start to lay the spine down right on that blanket, and then curl that little curled part up. It should more or less nestle right into that little nook of your neck. And you're going to let the arms come out. You're going to let the legs and the feet come out. And just feel some surrender here. Feel the support of the earth underneath you. Feel your breath flowing fluidly in and out. And allow yourself to just take a load off. Feel yourself get heavy in the earth. Feel the muscles just soften away from the bone. And just feel yourself surrendering into the very moment in front of you, right here and right now. Just holding on to your breath's hand. At any given moment, the mind chatter wants to come in and take over the dialogue and steal your presence. Just gently bring the awareness back to that tether of your breath. Of course, you're welcome to stay here as long as you are able, as long as it feels appropriate and right. If you'd like to finish together, just take a deep, full breath in, and let the exhale wash through you like a wave. Just flushing out any stagnant energy, any heaviness that you need to maybe let go of and release. One more like that, deep full breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let that wave just wash it out. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then from here, just bend the elbows, plant the hands in the forearms. Blink the eyes open. You're going to bend your knees as wide as the mat. Feet come wide on the mat. Drop the knees in to touch. This is called constructive rest. Feel that low back release. Just remembering self-care. Yes, it can be a scheduled event. It can be an hour of yoga or running or your favorite movement. But it can also just be a small pause that you offer yourself of a few deep breaths to recenter in your day. Very slowly, just start to press through the elbows, through the hands, tuck the chin. Start to come up to a seat, closing the eyes and just feeling that shift of energy here from that root to crown. Notice the neck, the sides of the neck, the back. And just roll those shoulders down the spine and just invite a big breath into the heart center. Just bring your hands together, palms to touch at the heart. It's a moment to honor yourself for taking just a small pause in your day. Knowing that you can take the feeling of presence, of spaciousness with you wherever you are. All it often takes is just a single pause and a deep breath to invite in some of that sensation of self-care, of presence, and of taking a little bit of the weight off of your shoulders. And blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much. I'd love to hear any comments or feedback. Hope you all are doing well, staying healthy and happy. So yeah, thank you, and hopefully we'll see you sooner than later, whether it's virtually online, connecting through my jewelry, or again, perhaps connecting through the yoga practice. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon or morning or wherever you are in your day. Take care.